Welcome to This Explainer. I am so thrilled you're here today because we're about to take a deep dive into the fascinating and honestly, surprisingly high-stakes world of modern cabinetry. We'll be guided by the incredible insights of Dennis Hyde. He's a veteran cabinet maker who has spent over 30 years navigating the sawdust, the client demands, and the sheer evolution of this trade. Whether you're in the middle of planning a remodel yourself or you just love understanding how things are made, this journey is going to completely change how you look at the rooms in your own house. But before we even step foot on the shop floor, I've got a question for you. What makes a $180,000 kitchen feel cheap? Seriously, think about it. You can pour an absolute fortune into a space, but if you get this one specific thing wrong, the entire luxury experience just falls apart. And I'll give you a hint. The surprising answer has absolutely nothing to do with those shiny marble countertops, the premium appliances, or even those fancy designer light fixtures. It has everything to do with what's hidden inside the box. Stick around, because we are going to answer that exact question by the end of our time together.
Section 1. From Chisels to CNC.
Okay, to truly understand the modern kitchen, we actually have to start our 3,000-year-old journey in ancient Egypt right around 1500 BC. Back then, craftsmen shaped these intricate joints using incredibly simple hand tools. In fact, early copper chisels were painstakingly sharpened on stones just to cut the most basic joints. Now, fast forward to the 19th century, and the Industrial Revolution just completely changed the game. Steam-powered machinery brought us the very first table saws and these heavy-duty routers, which allowed for way faster, far more precise cuts. And today? Well, we're in the era of artificial intelligence and CNC machines, which automate insanely complex shapes with literal laser precision. But here's the wild part. Despite this massive shift from manual labor to highly automated machinery, the core principles of joinery and woodworking have miraculously survived.
You know, it's really a tale of two totally different eras. The age of hand tools, if you picture smoothing planes and perfectly fitted dovetailed joints cut entirely by hand, was romantic, right? It was full of soul. But let's be real, it was also incredibly physically demanding and notoriously slow for repetitive tasks. Now contrast that with today's modern CNC shop floor. These machines offer just unparalleled precision and repeatability, making them ideal for mass production. It's a highly automated, high-stakes reality where just a couple of clicks on a computer can execute a design that would have taken ancient woodworkers weeks, if not months, to pull off. Yet you'll find that many of the absolute best modern shops use a hybrid approach. They leverage the raw, unstoppable speed of the machines right alongside the refined, human touch of hand tools.
Section 2. The reality of the shop.
So, shifting our focus from the evolution of the tools to the actual humans operating them, we really have to face a pretty stark truth about the shop floor. Dennis Hyde, our 30-year veteran, emphasizes that workshop safety isn't just a suggestion. It is absolutely paramount. He says, "Safety is your life. I do not want any hands on a table saw or anything I do except my own." In a modern shop, complacency is literally your worst enemy. Heavy machinery doesn't care if you've been doing this for 1 day or 30 years. Think about it. A spinning router blade, the sudden, heavy drop of a massive chop saw, or the relentless, terrifying kickback of a cabinet table saw, they are utterly unforgiving. A momentary lapse in focus from a poorly trained helper, that isn't just a simple mistake. It can cost a craftsman their entire livelihood. So, safety, common sense, and constant vigilance, those are the true foundations of every beautiful kitchen you see.
Now, what's absolutely incredible to me is the sheer scale of what this dangerous, sawdust-filled work actually produces. This whole unseen world of safety protocols, screaming chop saws, and spinning router blades is a massive economic driver. The global cabinet market is valued at a staggering $141 billion in 2025, and it's projected to hit over $180 billion by 2030. That's enough to support hundreds of thousands of jobs, all fueled by a constant, non-stop demand from homeowners and commercial developers who are looking to refresh their spaces. Section 3. Requests that kill schedules.
But running a profitable piece of that $141 billion pie, yeah, that is difficult. Especially when you hear what is undeniably the single biggest schedule killer in the entire industry. Hey, can we just tweak this one cabinet? It sounds so innocent, right? But it's not like hitting undo on your computer. Changing just one single dimension late in the game triggers this devastating domino effect. First, you have to reopen the approved drawings. Then you have to adjust all the adjacent cabinets so the visual lines still match up perfectly. Next, you have to completely rerun the computer cut lists. And finally, you often have to physically scrap parts that were already perfectly cut. It just instantly breaks the momentum of the entire shop.
And oh man, it doesn't stop there. There are plenty of other seemingly innocent requests that absolutely wreck a shop's workflow. Think about last-minute material swaps.
Deciding you suddenly want walnut instead of white oak? That means canceling sheet goods, waiting weeks for new stock to arrive, and entirely recalibrating the spray schedules. Or what about deciding to mix 3 different door styles just for visual interest? Well, that multiplies the work, because every single style requires different tooling, totally different sanding processes, and unique tolerance stacks. Then you add those floating decisions where clients say, oh, we'll just decide that later, or contractors calling up asking a shop to just squeeze them in. Custom cabinetry is not modular, folks. It is highly sequential. You cannot just pause step 4, jump over to step 7, and expect the whole system not to fall apart.
Section 4. Today's cabinet design trends. Okay, let's zoom out from the stressful reality of the shop floor for a second and look at the beautiful finished product. What are homeowners actually demanding in their kitchens as we head into 2026? Well, there are basically 3 defining door styles absolutely dominating the market right now. First up is the Slim Shaker. This is your new, safe, modern choice. It trims down that classic, bulky frame for a much more architectural, clean look that's going to age really gracefully. Next up, the Slab Door. This one is for pure modernism and minimalism. It thrives on ultramatte finishes and those slick, handleless designs, perfect for urban or contemporary homes. And finally, we have inset cabinetry. This is where the doors sit completely flush right inside the frame itself. It's really the ultimate craftsmanship benchmark, and it carries a premium price tag because the precision required is so unforgiving. Having inset cabinets basically tells everyone that your kitchen was built like fine, high-end furniture.
Now, beyond just the shape of the door, the finish itself is evolving too. Standard painted cabinets, especially those warm whites, grays, and soft blacks, they definitely still dominate. But natural wood is making a massive, very honest comeback. And to be clear, we are absolutely not talking about that glossy orange oak from the 1990s, no way. We're talking about natural, highly visible grain woods like white oak and walnut, finished in gorgeous mattes. Modern homeowners are fully embracing this texture because they want kitchens that feel grounded, warm, and authentic, rather than just sterile and plastic.
Section 5, Smart Storage as Luxury.
Which brings us right back to our original question. Do you remember? What makes a $180,000 kitchen feel cheap? Well, the answer is a lack of smart storage. Think about it. If your mismatched spice jars are spilling out all over your ridiculously expensive countertops, and your plastic trash can is just sitting there in plain sight, that entire luxury illusion is completely broken. Today, true luxury is defined by hidden efficiency. It is no longer just about that initial, visual, big reveal. It's all about how effortlessly the room actually works when you're just living your messy daily life inside of it.
And this kind of invisible performance, it's created through very specific hardware and design choices. Imagine literally never having to crawl on your knees into a dark base cabinet just to find a specific pot ever again. That is exactly why we're seeing a massive shift toward deep drawer stacks instead of traditional fixed shelves. We're seeing gorgeous appliance garages that elegantly hide your bulky coffee maker, premium soft-close motion hardware that operates completely silently, and incredible custom vanity inserts for bathrooms. You see, a serene, clutter-free space isn't just about looking good anymore. It's increasingly associated with personal wellness and actually reducing your daily stress.
The absolute crux of this is captured perfectly in this quote from the Hydeverse Cabinet Journals. It says, "The most successful projects are often the ones that feel almost too simple from the outside." And they hit the nail on the head there. Modern luxury is entirely about restraint. It's about hiding all the chaotic, messy machinery of our daily lives right behind a perfectly crafted, beautifully finished wooden facade.
We've gone all the way from the painstakingly sharpened copper chisels of ancient Egypt, past the roaring table saws and heavy chop saws of the Industrial Revolution, straight into the silent precision of today's CNC machines and smart hardware. And it leaves us with a pretty provocative thought to end on. As automation and ancient craftsmanship continue to merge, will the ultimate luxury simply be a kitchen that actually thinks ahead and organizes our lives for us? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope this deep dive leaves you super eager to look around and reimagine the invisible potential hiding inside your own spaces.